Hello and welcome to this video on how to level up your English with smarter word choices. Today, we're going to look at common phrases we use in everyday conversations, like very hot and very tired, and how you can replace them with more expressive alternatives. We'll cover everything from explanations and sentence transformations to quizzes and short reading exercises. By the end, you'll feel more confident in your ability to use advanced vocabulary. Let's get started. Don't say very, boost your vocabulary with simple changes. Let's begin. Don't say very dangerous. Say perilous. Perilous. Choosing the right word enhances clarity and precision. Saying very dangerous may be sufficient in everyday speech, but when describing extreme danger, perilous is a stronger and more vivid alternative. It effectively conveys life-threatening or highly risky situations, such as treacherous journeys, hazardous weather, or uncertain decisions. Using perilous makes descriptions more impactful, especially in storytelling or formal writing. Synonyms. In this section, we will explore synonyms along with examples to better understand their contextual usage. Very dangerous, perilous, hazardous, treacherous, risky, life-threatening. Perilous. The hikers faced a perilous journey through the stormy mountains. Hazardous. Working in a chemical factory can be hazardous without proper safety gear. Treacherous. The icy roads made the drive extremely treacherous at night. Risky. Investing all his savings in an unproven startup seemed like a risky decision. Life-threatening. The injured climber was in a life-threatening situation before the rescue team arrived. Sentence transformation examples. In this section, we will examine the original sentences and match them with their transformed versions. Swimming in strong currents is very dangerous. Climbing this steep mountain is very dangerous. The construction site is very dangerous at night. The patient was in a very dangerous condition. Riding a motorcycle without a helmet is very dangerous. The construction site is risky at night. The patient was in a life-threatening condition. Riding a motorcycle without a helmet is hazardous. Swimming in strong currents is perilous. Climbing this steep mountain is treacherous. Let's test our knowledge with quizzes based on what we have already learnt. (1) The climbers faced a blank path with steep cliffs on both sides. A. Perilous. B. Gentle. C. Very dangerous. 2. Which is the best synonym for very dangerous? A. Safe. B. Harmless. C. Treacherous. 3. The road became blank after the storm, making it extremely difficult for drivers to pass. A. Smooth. B. Treacherous. C. Very dangerous. 4. Which is the best synonym for extremely unsafe and full of danger? A. Stable. B. Very dangerous. C. Hazardous. 5. The rescue team warned hikers about the blank cliffs, as one wrong step could lead to disaster. A. Ordinary. B. Perilous. C. Very dangerous. 6. The explorers knew that crossing the unstable rope bridge was a blank decision, but they had no other choice. A. Risky. B. Very dangerous. C. Safe. Let's listen to a short reading text and focus on the words we have learnt. Morgan and his friends planned a hiking trip, unaware of the perilous conditions ahead. As they climbed higher, the path became treacherous, covered in loose rocks and ice. A sudden landslide turned their journey life-threatening, forcing them to take shelter. With no signal and a hazardous descent ahead, they faced a risky decision: wait for help or attempt to climb down. The howling wind and dense fog made visibility nearly impossible. Their supplies were running low, adding to the urgency of their predicament. Just when they began to lose hope, they spotted a distant light, a rescue team navigating through the treacherous terrain to save them. Perilous. Don't use very dangerous, use perilous to describe situations involving extreme danger or uncertainty. Let's proceed with a new one. Don't say very wet. Say soaked. Soaked. Using specific vocabulary helps paint a clearer picture. Saying very wet might work for general descriptions, but soaked is much more powerful when referring to someone or something completely drenched with water. It can describe a person caught in heavy rain, clothes after falling into a pool, or a towel completely wet from excessive moisture. Soaked creates stronger imagery, making writing more expressive. Synonyms. In this section, we will explore synonyms along with examples to better understand their contextual usage. Very wet. Soaked. Drenched. Saturated. Soggy. Dripping. Soaked. I got soaked walking home in the rain without an umbrella. Drenched. After falling into the pool, Mario was completely drenched from head to toe. Saturated. The ground was saturated after hours of heavy rain. Soggy. Anna left her sandwich outside, and now it's soggy from the humidity. Dripping. His clothes were dripping wet after the water balloon fight. Sentence transformation examples. In this section, we will examine the original sentences and match them with their transformed versions. The field was very wet after the storm. The sandwich was very wet because it had been left in the rain. My jacket is very wet from the spilled drink. His socks were very wet from stepping in a puddle. The dog's fur was very wet after running through the sprinkler. His socks were soaked from stepping in a puddle. The field was saturated after the storm. The dog's fur was drenched after running through the sprinkler. The sandwich was soggy because it had been left in the rain. My jacket is dripping from the spilled drink. Let's test our knowledge with quizzes based on what we have already learnt. One. The hikers were completely blank after getting caught in the heavy downpour. A. Drenched. B. Scorched. C. Very wet. 2. Which is the best synonym for completely soaked? A. Dusty. B. Very wet. C. Soggy. 3. Emily accidentally knocked over her glass, leaving the tablecloth completely blank. A. Very wet. B. Saturated. C. Cracked. Four. Which is the best synonym for very wet and unpleasantly damp? A. Soggy. B. Very wet. C. Dry. 5. After running in the rain, my clothes were blank and stuck to my skin. A. Dusty. B. Soaked. C. Very wet. 6. Which is the best synonym for filled with water and completely wet? A. Moist. B. Very wet. C. Saturated. Let's listen to a short reading text and focus on the words we have learnt. Audrey forgot her umbrella on a stormy day. Within minutes, she was completely soaked. The rain poured heavily, leaving her coat drenched and her shoes soggy. The streets were saturated with water, making it impossible to find a dry spot. By the time she reached home, she was dripping all over the floor, shivering from the cold. Her clothes clung to her skin, and her hair was plastered to her face. She quickly changed into dry clothes and wrapped herself in a warm blanket, hoping to shake off the chill. As she sipped on a hot cup of tea, she promised herself she would never forget her umbrella again. Soaked. Don't use very wet, use soaked to describe something completely saturated with liquid. That's it for today's lesson. Remember, small changes in your word choices can make a big difference in how fluent and natural your English sounds. Practice using these new synonyms, try the quizzes, and don't forget to transform those basic sentences into more descriptive ones. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more language tips and exercises. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.